Второй саммит первых леди и джентльменов.
The second summit of First Ladies and Gentlemen is taking place in Kyiv on the 150th day of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Of course, its theme is different from last year's. Then the post-COVID reality was discussed. Today, the post-war restoration of the state and, most importantly, human capital. The event is organized as a teleconference between Ukraine, Poland, Brussels, Great Britain and the United States. The summit was opened by the First Lady of Ukraine.
Війна ще не завершилася.
The war is not over yet, but our heart is beating, fighting at the front. And today we're going to talk about how to help men and women who have gone through hostilities. The consequences of the war must not poison our future, as well as the lives of millions of civilians who survived the occupation. The Ukrainian heart beats in captivity, and we remember everyone for whom freedom still needs to be won. We must unite the world more tightly in order to free them. Millions of Ukrainian hearts are beating in fear that they will not be able to return home, and we must overcome this fear. The wives of the presidents of Lithuania and Latvia arrived in Ukraine. First ladies from different countries took part online, including the United States, France, Germany, Serbia and Poland, as well as leading experts and opinion leaders, UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador David Beckham, actors Richard Gere and Mila Kunis, journalist Piers Morgan.
This war will be over, and it must be won. We can't get tired. This is an important element of our life. We must win, definitely. This is the biggest war I have ever seen in my life. Ukraine, of course, will not be the same as before, but that's okay. We need to look to the future, but the human heart can unite Ukrainians, make them better after this crisis.
The war in Ukraine is a global problem. After all, many countries have experienced the consequences of Russian aggression. However, there has never been such unity with the world community, the president of Ukraine noted.
This important summit will contribute to the protection of the state and overcoming the consequences of Russian terrorist attacks. We are harnessing the power of our society and seeing results. Ukraine has the largest global support in its history. Our anti-war coalition includes dozens of countries, from Canada to New Zealand, from Japan to the United States, to the United Kingdom, and every friendly country in Europe. We have established the kind of connections with our partners that allow us already 5 months to oppose an army that has been building for the purpose of our destruction for decades.
The summit participants discussed 5 key topics, among them assistance to internally displaced persons, the physical and mental health of the survivors, and the post-war restoration of infrastructure. The experts shared their best practices on this issue and noted that although the war in Ukraine has not yet ended, it is necessary to develop a roadmap for the restoration of Ukraine right now. Our task is to protect Ukrainian children with the same determination as Ukrainians fight for their freedom. What else should we do? Russia is attacking Ukrainian culture. We must help Ukrainians not only humanitarianly, but also contribute to the preservation of their self-identity. Lithuania perfectly understands the aggressor's threat to Ukraine. As part of the summit, the First Lady is raising funds for Type C ambulances, which are needed to save the lives of Ukrainians. Reported by Marina Stepanenko, Julia Granovska, Viktor Holovko, UATV News.